where everybody knew their role when it came to elections and voting. Election security manuals were issued and distributed also to all other stakeholders that also were working with us. So I also wish to state that going forward, the National Police Service will continue fostering close partnership with Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission and other election stakeholders. Finally, I wish to say a good thank you to IEBC, other partners, elections stakeholders, and all Kenyans, because this would not have been peaceful if not all Kenyans, because all Kenyans also played a big role in ensuring that they did what they were supposed to do. I couldn't agree more that this is a timely launch for the evaluation report. And we are, as the National Police Service, we are wishing to learn from it so that we can make changes on the areas that we need to improve on the forthcoming elections. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Lamet, and for the collaboration the Commission has had with the National Police Service in ensuring that there are no bullets or tear gas during the general election. We appreciate that. Allow me to welcome Mr. Gershom Otachi to come and give his remarks. He is the chairperson of National Lands Commission, and before we invite the chairperson of the Council of Governors, we ask TSC to be on standby for just a small choir. Thank you.
The chief guests, Attorney General Honorable Justin Muturi, the Deputy Speaker of the Senate, Honorable Kathuri Murungi, Chairperson of IEBC, Wafula Chebukati, Her Excellency, Governor Anne Waguru, Chairperson of COG, members of the Diplomatic Corps present, the Bombers Choir, all protocols observed. May I start by recognizing my colleagues, because I stand here as the chair of chairs. May I start by recognizing my colleagues, the fellow chairs who are present. Kindly stand up. We have the chairperson, IBC, not seeing well enough, the chairperson, Kobia, Ronald Kobia. We have Muturi. I have a bit of problem in my eyesight. SRC, sorry, SRC. Kenya National Commission of Human Rights. Auditor General. Okay, thank you very much. Of course, TSC, Mr. Muturi, I thought I said, okay. Now, Mr. Muturi is the chair of TSC. He shares our name with the Attorney General, who happens to be part of our caucus as well, as an independent office, and so, of course, is Honorable Chebukati. Throughout this period, we've been calling the chair of the moment, because indeed he has been the chair of the moment right from June through last year up to now. Now, I will be brief. It gives me great pleasure to join you this morning during this engagement that is of great importance to our nation's journey of democracy and, by extension, constitutionalism. On behalf of the Constitutional Commissions and independent officers, allow me to convey warm greetings from my colleagues, those present and those who are not here. Now, I'm happy to report that the member commissions participated and were represented in various activities in the lead up to the elections. There were those who were more actively engaged than others, and I'll single out NCIC, CAJ, EACC, NGEC, and Kenya National Commission for Human Rights, amongst those that were very active. Of course, over and above the other institutions, independent offices, the Attorney General's Office, the DPP, and of course the ones around matters of finance, the Auditor General, and so on. And around that, we had a series of activities. I will point out a few. We had the IEBC launch of Election Operational Plan on 15th June 2021, NCIC launch of the roadmap to a peaceful 22 general elections on 10th of December 2020, Consultative Stakeholders Validation Forum of the peaceful elections held on 26th November 2020, and many other engagements of a similar nature. So I will not go into a lot of detail. I had a speech, a written speech, but a lot has been said by the previous speakers. And sometimes when one wants to blow their trumpet, but it's blown more powerfully by others, then you take it easy. I was happy to hear from the EU representative on the accolades. That is not us Kenyan speaking, but the European Union. UNDP representative, who happens to be from Rwanda, also praised us greatly. I think Kenyans, can we give a clap to ourselves? So, my fellow chair, I'm here on behalf of the caucus of chairs. That is a clap for you for having stood tall through all this process. Now, in July, just before the elections, we held an international conference at KICC, where we were looking at election preparedness. And in that conference, I made remarks to the effect that we have traveled a long journey in the election processes in Kenya. There were days when the elections were managed by an individual who would have been seated in the AG's office. He was known as the supervisor of elections. So that individual is the one who managed elections across the country with the help of the then district commissioners, now they are county commissioners, and they are the ones who managed the elections. We have moved a long journey from those days of a one-party rule and that manner of managing elections to a point in time where we have an independent commission. Now, the reason I pointed out that then, I made a remark that even as we fault our commissions and our independent institutions, let us remember the journey we have traveled, and instead of focusing on the weaknesses, focus on how to improve on what we have built over the years. So IEBC has traveled its journey. It has had its ups and downs. They have done us proud through the last year. But are there weaknesses? Are there areas of improvement? Obviously there will be. But then what we should be looking at is how do we, looking back from where we come from, moving forward, how do we strengthen our institutions instead of undermining the institutions? So with that, may I take the opportunity to applaud IEBC, applaud the chair, and wish you a happy transition, not retirement, a happy transition to wherever you will move on to. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gershom Otachi, Chairperson, National Lands Commission, and is also the Chairperson of the Chairpersons Forum of the Constitutional Commissions and Independent Offices, CCIOs. Thank you for your collaboration with the Commission and the support, especially around the Chairman of IEBC during the general elections. Now we invite the TSC choir for a short performance. Let's give them a hand of applause, please. Thank you.
Teacher Service Commission Choir brings you one song titled Katiba Yetu ni Nguzo Yetu. Iwapo tutazingatia maadili ambayo yako kwenye katiba yetu, bila shaka tutakuwa na uchaguzi wenye amani. Karibuni.
Tanzania, very much. We'll agree with me, that was quite refreshing. Tukizingatia katiba yetu, tutaishi na amani, na kama wananchi wa Kenya tutasonga mbele. Thank you very much, TSC Choir. TSC stands for